Hello, everyone. Let me start with this. Your body is incredibly forgiving. No matter how many years you've spent eating the wrong foods, skipping sleep, or living under stress, your body wants to heal. It's designed to recover. And the good news is it's never too late to rebuild your health. Your body is an incredible machine built with one purpose at its core: survival through adaptation and healing. No matter what you've been through, no matter how many years of poor eating, lack of sleep, or stress you've endured, your body still has the capacity to repair itself. Every cell in your system is programmed to restore balance when given the right conditions. The truth is, your body doesn't need to be forced to heal, it just needs to be supported. When you stop bombarding it with the wrong foods, toxic habits, and stress, it begins to rebuild automatically. It's not magic, it's biology. Think about it. Your liver can regenerate even if part of it is damaged. Your gut lining renews itself every few days. Your skin, your brain cells, your heart tissue, all of them are constantly replacing old cells with new ones. The problem is that most people live in a way that constantly interrupts this process. They consume too much sugar, spike insulin all day long, and load their bodies with processed foods that create inflammation. This constant pressure stops the body from doing what it naturally wants to do: heal. But once you shift your habits, things begin to change faster than you might imagine. The moment you lower your carbohydrate intake, stop snacking between meals, and let insulin levels drop, the body flips a switch. It starts burning fat instead of sugar. It starts cleaning up old damaged cells through a process called autophagy. It begins using nutrients more efficiently. Suddenly you wake up with more energy, your brain feels sharper, and the bloating or stiffness you thought was just aging begins to fade. That's not luck. That's the body finally being allowed to do its job. The mistake most people make is believing that health deterioration is inevitable with age. It's not age that breaks the body down. It's years of cumulative damage and nutrient deficiency. When you remove the things that cause that damage and provide the nutrients your cells need, healing begins no matter how old you are. I've seen people in their 70s completely reverse chronic fatigue, balance their blood sugar, and regain vitality. The reason is simple: the human body is designed to survive, not deteriorate. Another powerful thing to understand is that the body operates in priority mode. When it's overloaded with toxin, stress, or high insulin, it has to spend its energy putting out fires instead of repairing and restoring. Once you stop creating those fires, your energy shifts back toward healing. Your immune system strengthens, your digestion improves, your hormones stabilize, and even your mood elevates. These changes are not external tricks, they're signs of an internal system returning to harmony. This is why quick fixes don't work. Pills and crash diets can mask symptoms, but they don't change the internal environment. True healing happens when you create the right conditions: nutrient, dense food, healthy fats, quality sleep, movement, and mental calm. Your body already knows how to do the rest. The same intelligence that healed your skin after a cut or fought off an infection in the past is still there, waiting to be reactivated. It's also important to realize that progress happens in layers. Some people notice a difference within days, others in weeks, depending on how much repair needs to be done. The key is consistency. Every day that you choose to nourish rather than deplete your body, you're turning on the natural repair mechanisms that were built into you from birth. Every meal, every period of fasting, every full night of rest is another signal to your body saying you're safe now. You can heal. The message is simple: your body is on your side. It doesn't hold grudges. It doesn't give up on you. It's for you to stop working against it and start working with it. The moment you do, healing begins, not tomorrow, not next week, but the moment you change your input. Your body is designed to heal, and it's never too late to give it that chance. Most people go through life chasing relief from their symptoms rather than searching for the real cause behind them. They feel tired, foggy, or inflamed, and they reach for caffeine, medication, or another quick fix. But the truth is, your body never does anything without a reason. Every symptom you experience is a form of communication, a signal that something deeper needs attention. Fatigue, stubborn weight gain, brain fog, cravings, mood swings, and even poor sleep are not random. They are messages. If you only silence the message, you never solve the problem. Real health begins when you start listening to those signals and correcting the root cause. When you look at what drives most modern health problems, one common thread appears again and again: insulin. Insulin is the hormone that controls blood sugar and fat storage. It's absolutely vital for life, but when it's constantly elevated, it becomes the root of almost every metabolic issue we face today. Most people eat 5 or 6 times a day, including snacks, And almost all of those meals are loaded with refined carbohydrates, sugars, or processed foods. This constant eating keeps insulin high around the clock. When insulin stays elevated, your body never gets the chance to burn fat for fuel. Instead, it stores energy, builds inflammation, and eventually wears down your metabolic system. This state, known as insulin resistance, is the silent engine behind weight gain, prediabetes, fatigue, and even mood disorders. The cells stop responding properly to insulin, so your body produces more and more of it, thinking it's fixing the problem. But the higher your insulin goes, the worse the resistance becomes. It's a vicious cycle. The key to breaking it is not through medication or extreme dieting, it's through lowering insulin naturally. When you do that, your body begins to heal itself from the inside out. Lowering insulin starts with simple but powerful changes. First, reduce the frequency of eating. Every time you eat, insulin rises. When you stretch the time between meals, insulin has a chance to drop. This is why intermittent fasting works so effectively. It's not about starvation, it's about allowing your body to switch fuel sources. When insulin is low, you start burning fat instead of sugar, your energy becomes steady, your cravings disappear, and your mind becomes clearer. It's like flipping a metabolic switch that's been stuck in the wrong position for years. Next, focus on the quality of your food. Replace sugar, refined grains, and processed snacks with nutrient-dense foods that support your cells rather than stress them. Vegetables, healthy fats, and clean proteins all help stabilize insulin and nourish your body at the same time. When you give your cells real nutrients, you stop triggering the hunger and cravings that come from nutritional deficiencies. The body isn't just hungry for calories, it's hungry for nutrients. Once you satisfy that need, the overeating stops naturally. Fixing the root cause also means paying attention to the hidden stressors that affect insulin levels. Lack of sleep, chronic stress, and overtraining can all raise cortisol, which in turn raises insulin. You can't out eat or out supplement chronic stress. Your body needs recovery, relaxation, and sleep just as much as it needs proper food. Healing isn't just about what you eat, it's about how you live. When you correct insulin levels, almost every other system in the body starts to rebalance. Your hormones begin to stabilize, your energy returns, your brain function improves, and inflammation decreases. You start to feel lighter both physically and mentally because the body is finally working the way it's supposed to. This is why treating symptoms with temporary fixes never works long term. You can't cover up a problem that's rooted in your metabolism. You have to go deeper, address the real cause, and let the body restore balance naturally. Your body doesn't need to be micromanaged. It just needs you to stop interfering with it. When you fix the root cause, when you bring insulin under control, you stop fighting against your body and start working with it. Health isn't about managing symptoms. It's about restoring function. Once you do that, the symptoms fade on their own because the body no longer has a reason to send those signals. Most people think of food as nothing more than fuel or calories, something you use to get through the day or manage your weight. But the truth is, food is far more than that. Food is a message. Every bite you take sends instructions to your body, telling it what to do, whether to store fat or burn it, whether to create inflammation or reduce it, whether to build energy or drain it. Your body listens carefully to the information you give it through food, and it responds accordingly. That means your health is not simply determined by how much you eat, but by what you eat and how often you eat it. When you eat foods loaded with sugar, refined grains, and processed oils, you're sending a message of chaos. You're telling your body to raise insulin, to hold on to fat, and to stay in storage mode. These foods flood the bloodstream with glucose, forcing your pancreas to release more insulin to push that sugar into cells. Over time, this constant signal keeps insulin high, blocks fat burning, and triggers cravings. It's a message that says store, 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 and never burn. Eventually, you end up tired, overweight, and dependent on more sugar just to function. On the other hand, when you eat nutrient-dense whole foods, vegetables, healthy fats, high-quality proteins, you send a completely different message. You tell your body to balance, repair, and energize. Nutrients like magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins help your cells produce energy efficiently. Healthy fats provide stable fuel that doesn't spike insulin. Cruciferous vegetables support liver detoxification and hormone balance. When you eat this way, your body feels safe to burn fat for fuel because insulin stays low and steady. This is the kind of information your body understands and thrives on. You see, your body isn't driven by willpower, it's driven by chemistry. The foods you eat either support the chemistry or disrupt it. If your meals are full of refined carbs and sugars, you'll constantly feel hungry and unsatisfied because your body isn't getting the nutrients it truly needs. It's not hunger for calories, it's hunger for minerals, amino acids, and essential fats. When you finally give your body what it's asking for, your appetite naturally calms down. You no longer feel like food controls you because your body has what it needs to function properly. One of the biggest misconceptions people have is that fat is bad. But healthy fats are some of the most powerful forms of nutrition you can consume. They stabilize your blood sugar, keep you full for longer, and support brain and hormone health. Avocados, olive oil, grass-fed butter, eggs, and wild caught fish all send positive signals to your metabolism. These fats don't make you fat. They help your body switch from sugar burning to fat burning mode, which is where true healing and energy restoration begin. Equally important is the timing of your meals. Constant snacking and grazing tell your body that food is always coming, which keeps insulin high and fat locked away. But when you allow gaps between meals, your body interprets that as a chance to clean up, reset, and use stored fuel. Intermittent fasting is one of the best ways to change the signals you're sending. It's like hitting the reset button on your metabolism, giving your body space to process nutrients properly rather than constantly digesting. Food should never just be about restriction or counting. It should be about communication. Ask yourself, what message am I sending my body with this meal? Am I telling it to heal or am I telling it to struggle? Once you shift your mindset from counting calories to feeding your biology, everything changes. You stop eating for temporary satisfaction and start eating for long-term restoration. Real food has intelligence. It carries information that aligns with your body's natural design. When you eat the way nature intended, simple, whole, unprocessed foods, you activate your body's built-in healing code, you stabilize energy, reduce inflammation, and bring your metabolism back to balance. Every meal is an opportunity to turn your health in a better direction, to send a signal of strength and vitality instead of stress and imbalance. When you begin to view food this way as information and not just fuel, you stop fighting against your body and start speaking its language. Intermittent fasting is one of the most powerful yet natural ways to help your body heal, restore balance, and regain energy. It's not about starving yourself or depriving your body. It's about giving your body time to do what it was designed to do. For most of human history, people didn't have food available all day long. There were natural periods of eating and not eating, and during those fasting times, the body developed mechanisms to repair itself, burn stored fuel, and clean out damaged cells. Today, however, we eat constantly from the moment we wake up until right before bed. That constant eating keeps insulin high, blocks fat burning, and prevents the body from ever entering its natural repair mode. Intermittent fasting reverses that pattern and allows the body to reset. When you fast, insulin levels drop, and your body finally gets permission to tap into stored fat for energy. Instead of depending on sugar as its main fuel, your body begins burning fat efficiently. This is why fasting helps with weight loss without the need to cut calories aggressively. You're simply switching the energy source from external food to internal reserves. And while that's happening, another amazing process begins: autophagy. Autophagy is your body's internal cleanup system. When you're not constantly digesting food, your cells have time to recycle old, damaged parts and replace them with new, stronger ones. It's like spring cleaning for your cells, and it only happens when insulin is low. Fasting also gives your digestive system a break. Think about how much energy your body spends digesting food all day long. When you stop eating for a while, that energy can be redirected toward healing, rebuilding, and detoxifying. Your liver gets a rest, your gut lining has time to repair, and inflammation starts to go down. Many people notice that their brain fog lifts and their energy stabilizes once they start fasting because the body is no longer overloaded. When you fast, you're not punishing your body, you're creating space for it to restore itself. A common misconception about fasting is that it slows down metabolism. In reality, the opposite happens when it's done correctly. Short-term fasting actually increases growth hormone and norepinephrine, which help preserve lean muscle and enhance fat burning. Your body becomes more efficient, not slower. It learns to use energy wisely instead of wasting it on constant digestion and sugar crashes. The key is to transition gradually so your system adapts smoothly. Start with a simple 16-8 schedule. Fast for 16 hours, eat during an 8-hour window. Over time, you can shorten your eating window or occasionally skip a meal if you feel comfortable. The goal isn't to suffer, it's to listen to your body and give it time to heal. Intermittent fasting also helps reset your relationship with hunger. Many people eat out of habit, emotion, or boredom rather than true physical need. When you practice fasting, you begin to distinguish real hunger from cravings. You realize that your body can go longer without food than you thought, and your energy doesn't crash because your metabolism switches to fat burning. This sense of control is empowering. You're no longer dependent on snacks or sugar highs to get through the day. You're in charge of your energy again. The benefits of fasting go beyond physical changes. Mentally, fasting promotes clarity, focus, and calmness. When your body isn't constantly digesting, blood flow to the brain improves, and ketones produced during fasting serve as a clean, efficient energy source for the brain. Many people report feeling sharper and more present after a few weeks of consistent fasting. It's like your mind becomes lighter and clearer because your body isn't weighed down by constant processing. The beauty of intermittent fasting lies in its simplicity. There's no special pill or expensive supplement involved. It's just aligning your eating pattern with the natural rhythm your body was built for. The modern lifestyle of constant eating keeps you stuck in storage mode, while fasting opens the door to renewal. Once you experience that steady energy, mental focus, and sense of balance, you'll understand that fasting isn't a trend. It's a return to how your body was meant to function. It's the ultimate reset button for your metabolism and your overall health. And it works at any age because your body never loses its ability to adapt and heal once you give it the chance. Your body is not a machine that needs to be forced into health. It's a living system that thrives when supported in the right way. Most people try to fix their health by adding more supplements, more exercise, more diets, more effort. But real healing often happens when you remove the things that interfere with the body's natural intelligence. The human body already knows how to regulate, repair, and restore balance. It just needs you to get out of the way. Health isn't something you push into existence. It's something you allow by creating the right environment. When you stop fighting your body and start supporting it, everything changes. Support begins with understanding that your body operates on priorities. It doesn't heal in chaos, it heals in order. When you're constantly stressed, undernourished, and sleep deprived, your body isn't going to spend energy on long-term repair. It's too busy surviving. High stress keeps cortisol elevated, which raises blood sugar and insulin, suppresses the immune system, and slows digestion. The first step to supporting your body is to reduce that load. This means giving yourself time to rest, to breathe, and to recover. Healing doesn't happen in a rush, it happens in calm. When it comes to nutrition, support doesn't mean taking a dozen supplements hoping for quick results. It means feeding your body the nutrients it's missing so it can perform the jobs it already knows how to do. For example, your liver can detoxify effectively when it has enough nutrients like choline, B vitamins, and sulfur from vegetables such as broccoli and garlic. Your adrenal glands can handle stress better when they have adequate vitamin C and electrolytes. Your thyroid functions optimally when it gets iodine and selenium from whole foods. You're not forcing these organs to work. You're giving them the raw materials they require to do what they're meant to do. Supporting your body also means honoring its signals instead of ignoring them. Fatigue is not laziness, it's communication. Cravings are not weakness, they're information. When you feel tired, your body may be telling you it needs rest or more nutrients. When you crave something, it might be because you're low in certain minerals or have unstable blood sugar. Instead of pushing through with caffeine or willpower, listen to those messages. Your body is always talking to you. The problem is that most people have stopped listening. Exercise is another area where people often go to extremes. They think that more is better, but overtraining can be just as harmful as inactivity. The goal is to move in a way that supports your energy, not drains it. Gentle strength training, walking, stretching, and breathing exercises promote circulation, lymphatic flow, and hormone balance without overstressing your system. When you support your body with movement instead of punishment, you build resilience rather than burnout. The same principle applies to sleep. During deep sleep, your body produces growth hormone, repairs tissues, and consolidates memory. Missing that healing window night after nabs your body of its most powerful recovery mechanism. Supporting your health means protecting your sleep like it's medicine, because it is. Turn off screens early, keep your room dark and cool, and create a routine that signals to your brain it's time to rest. Emotional and mental support are just as important. Chronic stress and negative thoughts release hormones that keep your body in a state of tension and inflammation. Practicing gratitude, deep breathing, or spending time in nature may sound simple, but these actions literally change your biochemistry. They lower cortisol, boost endorphins, and improve oxygen flow to your cells. Supporting your health isn't just about what you eat or how you move. It's also about what you think and how you feel. When you stop trying to force results and start giving your body the tools and space it needs, you'll notice that healing becomes effortless. The inflammation eases, your digestion improves, your energy rises, and your mood stabilizes. It's not because you discovered something new, it's because you finally stopped interfering with what your body has been trying to do all along. Support means trusting your body's wisdom, providing it with nourishment, rest, movement, and peace, and letting it take care of the rest. The more you align with your body's natural intelligence, the faster it rewards you with strength, balance, and vitality. It doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been struggling with your health. Your body has an incredible ability to adapt, repair, and rebuild. The idea that it's too late is one of the biggest lies people tell themselves. The truth is that your body is constantly renewing itself. Your cells are turning over every day, your organs are repairing, and your systems are recalibrating based on what you give them. The moment you make a positive change, no matter how small, your body responds. You can begin healing at any stage of life because your body is designed to survive, not to give up. It's never too late to rebuild your health. The first thing to understand is that aging itself doesn't cause disease. What we call aging is often the result of accumulated damage, years of poor nutrition, chronic stress, lack of sleep, and exposure to toxins. These habits wear down your system, not time itself. That means if you start changing those habits even later in life, you can slow or even reverse many of the effects people think are inevitable. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who regain energy, lose weight, and think more clearly simply by improving how they eat, sleep, and manage stress. Your body doesn't hold grudges. It responds immediately to better input. One of the biggest barriers to change is the belief that the damage is already done. But think about this, your red blood cells live for about 4 months. Your skin regenerates every few weeks, and your liver can rebuild itself even after partial loss. Your body is literally rebuilding you from the inside out all the time. The quality of that rebuilding depends on the raw materials you provide. If you give your body junk, it has to rebuild with junk. If you give it nutrients, rest, and care, it rebuilds with strength and vitality. It's like renovating a house. You can't rebuild with broken bricks and expect a strong foundation. Rebuilding your health doesn't mean you need perfection or drastic action. It means small, consistent choices that compound over time. Start by changing one meal a day to something nutrient dense. Add a few more hours of fasting between meals. Go for a short walk daily. Drink more water, sleep an extra hour. Breathe deeply when you feel stressed. Each of these steps might seem small, but together they create momentum. The body thrives on consistency, not intensity. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is that you start and keep going. Mindset plays a huge role in this process. If you constantly tell yourself that you're too old or too far gone, your body will believe that story. Your thoughts affect your hormones, your energy, and even how your genes express themselves. Hope and belief are not just emotions, they are biological instructions. When you decide to believe that healing is possible, your body aligns with that belief. You begin to take actions that support recovery instead of reinforcing decline. Every time you make a healthy choice, you're casting a vote for your future self, building momentum toward vitality rather than decay. You also have to release the idea of comparing yourself to others. Healing is not a race. It's not about where you are compared to someone else. It's about where you are compared to yesterday. Some people will see quick results. Others will move more slowly. The pace doesn't matter because the process always works when you stay consistent. What feels like small progress today will become a transformation over time. You're reprogramming years of habits and cellular behavior, and that takes patience. Your body has an incredible memory for health. Even if you've ignored it for years, the moment you start giving it the right signals, it remembers what to do. It remembers how to burn fat, how to balance hormones, how to create energy, how to sleep deeply. All those systems are still there, waiting for you to reactivate them. When you start eating better, fasting, moving, and resting, the body doesn't resist. It thanks you by coming back to life. It's never too late to make that change because every new day gives you another opportunity to rebuild. The only time it's too late is when you decide to stop trying, and as long as you're breathing, your body is ready to respond.